Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Unit Z, and today is May 5th. Hopefully, if I'm uploading this right. Alright, so guess whose birthday it is? It's Monkey D. Luffy. It's Luffy's birthday. Now, to celebrate, we're going to talk about Luffy beating his friends. No, in all seriousness, I've been wanting to do this video for a while, and it's Luffy versus the Straw Hats. How does he fare? So, starting off with, there is a crazy difference between Luffy, like how Luffy is portrayed compared to the others. Yes, the others get a lot of hype, but when they want to have characters be hype, they normally compare them to others. For example, how do we hype up Zoro normally? Well, let's think back to Enies Lobby, or on the trip to Enies Lobby. How did they hype up Zoro? They had him do a combination attack with Luffy. Okay? And then they had Sanji whip a. Normally, Sanji's just off doing his own thing, but obviously, those are the two main hitters. Now, the question is, what can they do to Luffy? Because there's a lot Luffy can do to them. Luffy is most likely able to speed blitz a majority of, if not all of them, considering none of them have shown the ability to, keep pace with super high tier characters when it comes to speed. Also, I will go over Gear 5 if I think Gear 4 isn't enough. But personally, I'm just getting this out of the way now. Gear 5 is like overkill, I think. Like, it's not a competition if Luffy is using Gear 5. Why? Well, you see that island destroying attack. Yeah, I'm sure Kaido will survive it, but I don't know if you guys understand this, but none of the Straw Hats are on Kaido's level as far as durability. So if Luffy decides to go Gear 5 and actually take it seriously, we're not really going too much in character because it would make no sense because Luffy has literally, like, he's fought his crew sometimes, but only play fighting, and that was Zoro back on Whiskey Peak. Like, he didn't even raise his fist to Sanji, even though on Whole Cake Island, Luffy would have absolutely destroyed Sanji. And that's another thing. Sanji, right? Sanji most likely got stronger from Whole Cake Island, but that doesn't even come close to how strong Luffy got from Whole Cake Island. Luffy went from struggling with Cracker to beating Katakuri. And I know, technically he didn't beat Katakuri, or technically this, or technically that. There's a lot of technicalities, but yeah, no. They tried to imply the reason they raised Luffy's bounty, the reason Katakuri fell, was because Luffy supposedly beat him. And that is what they said to everyone. So, what do we do with this information? Well, we take it how much damage Sanji had to do to Luffy in order to make a big impact, and wonder, okay, so how does Wano Luffy and compared to Wano Sanji? Now, there does seem to be a big jump for all the characters, which is good. Gives them a benefit. Now, a lot of people are going to bring up the numbers thing, but it's hard to argue that, mostly because most of the Straw Hats don't have the physical power to take Luffy down, considering Kaido's Thunder Bagua and Boro Breath have been tagging Luffy left and right, which is far stronger than a lot of attacks that a lot of the Straw Hats can use. The only exceptions, once again, being Zoro and Sanji, where this is basically turning into, can Zoro and Sanji fight Luffy with other people behind them? And while you could argue that Luffy doesn't necessarily have an easy time against Zoro and Sanji, those are mainly the ones who you have to watch out the most for. Now, Luffy hasn't ever necessarily used his Conqueror's Haki on the Straw Hats, so there is a possibility that, he has the ability to knock them out. Now, a lot of people will be pissed about that, and just me saying it is probably heresy. I'm not talking about Zoro or Sanji. Obviously, they can resist Conqueror's Haki. And maybe Usopp, but then again, it's very hard to say because they simply put do not have as much willpower as the other three. And if you go, oh, well, you just need a little bit of willpower, that's not true at all. Because you clearly see in Marineford, Marine soldiers who, keep in mind, were fighting Whitebeard and who actively challenged a Yonko to a fight. Those people were getting knocked out by Luffy's Conqueror's Haki when he was barely learning how to use it. So, at the minimum, it's making people like Nami, Robin, Frankie, Brooke, they're all going to stumble. And, that's going to give Luffy the time it takes to hit them. And once he hits them, they're not going to be able to take that much. Nami is probably the most like a glass cannon, but yeah, okay, she took an attack from ulti. Luffy wasn't using Ryo at the time, and he was headbutting ulti. So if Luffy decides, hey, I'm going to take my Conqueror's Haki infused, even just his normal fists, because his normal fists have a higher attack output than Zoro's Conqueror's Haki attacks. Luffy, in base with Conqueror's Haki infusion, is doing more damage than Zoro's attacks. I'm sorry, but you need to remember that. Alright? Remember how Luffy put Kaido on his back? Yeah. But Zoro brought Kaido to his knee with his Ashura's Dead Man game, or whatever it's called. I believe that's what it's called. But Zoro's big attack brought Kaido to his knees. Luffy knocked him on his ass. Big difference. Now, this is not taking into account Yamato. She's still not officially part of the crew, so it's not even like, it's literally Luffy fighting a first commander level opponent and a second commander level opponent, and then the rest. We're basically asking, can Luffy fight the Tobiropo and the All-Stars at the same time? And yes he can, because that's what you got to remember. I've asked this poll, and I'll hopefully be able to pull it up if I can find it again. I was asking, do you think the Straw Hats without Luffy can beat Kaido? And they said no. They said no, but Kaido is getting severely damaged. So here's Luffy 1v1ing Kaido and winning sometimes. Well, they're trading blows mutually. So does that not mean that Luffy is on the same level of power as Kaido? It does. So, but let's go into a little bit more detail. Sanji's invisibility, or supposed invisibility, won't work because Luffy has future sight. We have no confirmation that Sanji has future sight. However, you can make a case for it. However, Luffy has been able to overwhelm future sight people, like, for instance, Katakuri, and Raw Power. Well, Raw Power is Zoro's part. And also, Sanji's exoskeleton is not going to help him here because Luffy has been training his Haki to specifically get under Kaido's scales. You're telling me he can't get under Sanji's exoskeleton? Yeah, right. No, that's not happening. He is taking a beating. So, Zoro and Sanji have already gone over. Let's look at the others. Robin's abilities don't work on him. We have no confirmation that Robin uses Haki, so that will not work. Frankie uses laser beams. Luffy's shown pretty clearly that he can dodge laser beams from the pacifistas, which seem to be relative to Frankie's laser beams. Usopp, once again, dodging laser beams. Chopper, Monster Point. That's great. Luffy knocked it out with a King Kong gun. And even if you give Chopper like some Dragon Ball buff, and I mean like it has to be like a serious Dragon Ball buff. Like, oh, he got 50 times stronger from the beginning of the arc. Doesn't matter, because guess what? So is Luffy. Like, I'm sorry, but Luffy from Dressrosa is getting one-shotted. One-shotted by Wano Arc Luffy. So even if Chopper had the same level of growth, which he probably didn't, his best feat is probably tangling with Queen. But then again, Queen didn't seem to be taking anything too seriously or having too much of an interest in something until, can you guess it? Sanji showed up. And also, Sanji doesn't have the raid suit. So, no. Anywho, so taking that into account, who else is left other than, oh, right, Brook. Well, Brook has some pretty decent speed feats. Oda did say that Brook is the fastest in a 50-meter race. But that doesn't really help because speed is very irrelevant. He is always portrayed as being extremely fast, but then again, Luffy can also fly and crush an entire island with his fist. So, let's just say that Mr. Bone isn't working too well. And this is me going over Gear 4 Luffy for the most part. There are instances where I think he might need to bust out Gear 5 in an extreme sense, but it's hard to say. For example, if the Conqueror's Haki doesn't work at all, and Luffy isn't able to get a few shots in before the rest of them can jump him, he'll probably have to switch into Gear 5. But if he switches into Gear 5, it's game over. Like, he's holding his own against Kaido. And I know, oh, but team attacks. Well, team attacks need A, coordination, and B, a little bit of planning. Yeah, we've seen from Dior's attack that they can work together in a team, but they don't normally. Like, normally One Piece is a lot of one-on-one fights. So you expect them to suddenly realize, oh, like, Robin slightly stalls with her feet so Zoro can cut, and then but, like, then again, if they also get too close, they get hit with Conqueror's Haki-infused attacks. And simply put, that's going to shred them. Like, ridiculously. The Red Rock, which, was Luffy's opening attack against Kaido, from the beginning. You people saw that attack. Everyone has seen it now because everyone saw episode 1015. Everyone saw the Red Rock. You see that thing? You think the Straw Hats, any of them are tanking that? You know who's the only one who can tank that? Sanji or Zoro. Oh, great. So then, okay, so the rest of the Straw Hats are down, and then it's Zoro and Sanji again. And then I've previously described why that's not going to work. So basically, what keeps happening is they get too close, they get smoked. If Zoro and Sanji mess up even the tiniest bit, they're screwed. But Luffy, the only one he really has to worry about is Zoro, because Zoro has a much higher attack potency, and Zoro has blades, which do still work on Luffy. However, as we can clearly see, Zoro's good at predicting, but not that fast. He has good reaction times, but then again, are you really about to tell me that King in his speed form is faster than Katakuri or Gear 4 Snake Man? And we know that Luffy can use Conqueror's Haki Infusion with Gear 4. So, what do you know? They're not winning yet again. But that is just my personal opinion. I really do think this is going to be the most controversial video I've uploaded in a while. But I would still like to know what you guys think, because I think it's an interesting topic. How strong do you think Luffy is? And do you think Luffy can take his whole crew? Please tell me in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with a friend. And with that being said, have a great day, everyone.